In this video I'm going to be changing some lamps in an Akai AA-1010 stereo receiver. According to the schematic, the bulbs run off of AC, and one of the bulbs is actually still working. I think there's a total of 3 of them in here. The one on the right side is actually working, so that tells me that the bulbs are actually getting power, that there's nothing wrong with the transformer, because that would be a big headache. The chances, looks like there's two bulbs. One is right underneath here, and one is, I guess, somewhere along here. Those two are actually out, and since I know the bulb all the way on the right is burning, that already tells me, as I said, the transformer is okay. I mean, the chances of the wiring or something would be defected on both of these bulbs is like really slim. Yeah, looking down here, I can see that the bulb on the right hand side is actually still working. The first bulb that I'm going to take a look at is right here. This is, I'm of course looking at the receiver from the back, and if you were looking at it from front, this would be the left hand side. It's got some kind of a little grommet, rubber grommet holding in there, and also the actual bulb itself looks like it's been hot glued to the actual grommet. So I'm going to go ahead and get a razor and try to scrape that off, and then pull the bulb out like this, rather than trying to get the old grommet out. I managed to scrape off the glue, and that didn't work. I think the bulb has to come out from the front plate has to be removed. Then I tried to pry this grommet back a little bit using 2 screwdrivers, and what happened is I just broke the glass on the broken bulb. So what I'm going to do now is take off the front plate, which actually really had to come off anyways, because there's another bulb up front somewhere, which I don't think I can get to without taking the front dial plate off. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Removing the faceplate so far has been straightforward. I just pulled knobs off. The only problem I'm having is this here, with this, so I'm just going to go ahead and use some spoons here, and then try to lever it out without marring anything up or breaking anything. Oh, okay. Now I gotta try to get this one off. Maybe I can get the spoon underneath there, and then slowly without marring anything or breaking anything, trying to take that off. Okay. Also, the tuning knob looks like it's held in by a little Allen head. So I'm going to go ahead and try to take that off. Let me see here. I've got a 2mm on there now. I don't really like using this hokey set here, but in order to get my other ones, my other Allen head wrenches out, I'd really have to dig into a closet somewhere. Looks like that's too large. So now I'm going to try 1.5mm. Okay, that took care of that. You can see the little tiny little Allen head in there. So, and furthermore, I believe there are total of four screws, it looks like, holding the dowel plate. That's one. And so, yep, I think there's two more on the bottom. Okay, looking at the bottom, might be three. There's one down there, one in the middle, and then one on top there. So it looks like it was 5 screws. Now's the big moment. Now hopefully the plate will come off easy enough. Yeah, I don't think there's any other screws holding this thing in. Okay, now I think it's just stuck. There it goes. And there's the access to the last bulb right there. So it looks like the bulb here actually has to come out this way to the front. That means the wire's got to be unsoldered. There's probably no way I could have gotten it out by trying to pull it out of the back. And on the other one here, this bulb here is the same thing. I'm going to have to unsolder and then push it out toward the back. I'm not going to be able to just grab it this way. I don't think so. Now this other front bulb that is out, it has got hot glue on too, so I'm going to take my little razor knife here and scrape that off and then push it in that way toward the back, and then go ahead. I'm going to measure the size of the bulb, and I think I'm probably not even going to do any unsoldering. I think I'm going to cut the wires, and I'm not going to unsolder it all the way to the pins where it comes from. I'm probably going to cut somewhere in the middle, and then once I get the new bulbs, and then solder right there, it'd probably be easier. So this bulb isn't going out nowhere. It's either going forward or backwards. So I'm going to end up, I've already started prying up the rubber grommet, and I'm going to take off these 2 meters and then continue prying the grommet back up. See if I can get it that way. The meters themselves, I think they're just held in with some Phillips screws. Okay, it looks like I did not have to remove the meters. I kept prying up on the grommet, but of course doing that broke the bulb. But at least now I can get now I can move the grommet around. So when I go ahead and put the bulb back in, I'm going to come from the other side and just, of course, I'm going to put the grommet in first and then just slide the bulb in there. Now I think I'll go ahead and take some measurements, probably off of the one good bulb that's left. Well, I don't have to take that out, so I won't be breaking it. Of course, as I mentioned, these bulbs were broke anyway, so I just broke the glass on them. I was able to remove these rubber grommets with a flatbed screwdriver. I couldn't remove them with the bulb. I couldn't remove the bulb and the grommet at the same time. The bulb broke, but the bulb was burned out anyway, so it really didn't matter. I managed to pick up 2 bulbs for the Akai, and now I'm going to continue on. I'm actually going to desolder now the bulb wires from the pins here. The wire is actually wire wrapped. I don't have any kind of wire wrapping tool, so what I'm going to do now is just desolder and then wrap the wire from the new bulbs just around the pin, and then solder that on there. So I managed to put everything back together again. I didn't bother filming it because it is quite boring. I would basically say that's it. There's only one more little thing. These new bulbs that I put in here, they don't fit into the rubber grommets correctly. They're a little bit too small, and you can see here it's so I'm either going to take a piece of shrink wrap tubing and put it over the bulb, or I'm going to try a little dab of hot glue. So I elected to go the shrink wrap tubing route. I just cut a small piece, put it over, then used the heat gun, and that's it. Hopefully it's not too thick now. I'm going to go ahead and try to put it in. I got to turn the camera off for this. So I got it in there, and the shrink tube method worked quite well. I just had to push on the bulb and the wire carefully from the back, and I don't think anything happened while I used the heat gun. You see, no, there it goes. It seems to be okay. I just got to do the other one, and the light bulb part of the receiver repair should be complete. I've got some shrink wrap prepared, and now I'm going to go ahead and do the shrinking. So let's say everything is, the lighting job is done, and that should have worked out too. I don't think I ruined the bulb. Okay, it's working. Now if the actual front panel were on, I just temporarily fix it in place. This is how the lighting then would look. Okay, I had to make one change. I actually had to turn this bulb around because it looks like I put it in backwards. It's actually supposed to be used to illuminate the meters. So I actually made a mistake there, but I've got it right now. The light is actually supposed to be shining toward the back.